As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be.
Oh man, it's 8 o'clock.
And so that'll make it a.
I don't need the spotlight. I shine just fine.
Hi, I'm Karma, and yes, I am a bitch.
Brav Bros. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brav Bros, your favorite podcast from the bros for everybody, for whoever wants to listen. I'm your co-host, Steele Russell, joined as always by the one and only Cherry Blossom Goots. What's up, dude?
It's beginning to look a lot like Bromiss.
Oh, I thought that was, it's fine.
Yeah?
It's okay.
Come on.
I appreciated it in the beginning. I just thought there was going to
You didn't like when I locked eyes with you singing?
I don't mind that either.
Okay.
It was just the Bromiss, and I
Where would you go with it?
I was trying to think about. There's nothing I can do there.
Chris Bros.
Christ Bros.
Oh, that's a different podcast.
Welcome to the Christ Bros.
Featuring TJ.
We told you guys that we were rebranding, and now we're a Christian podcast. I think that wouldn't go well.
No, that wouldn't go
definitely
well.
not. Definitely not. No. Well, don't be so silly. Welcome back. We're here to talk a little bit of Potomac. You are correct. We could have TJ on that podcast. He'd be a co-host. But, yeah, we took, a week off because we were trying to cram everything in, and we got as many out as we could. We missed Potomac last week, so don't worry. We're making up for it this week. We watched the most recent episode. We are all caught up. We watched last week's as well, so we know what's going on. I love this season. The last two episodes have been kind of just light, easy. There's not a whole lot to dive into, but I think that you can tell when a season's going well when you have those episodes and you're still all in. Like, I watched these last 2 weeks, especially this past week, and there really wasn't a whole lot. But the stuff I'm seeing, I'm like, I like to have this kind of episode just for a little breather, and then we can get back into the bullshit next week. But I think they're doing really well. I think they've done a nice job sustaining this season, especially after the dismal season they had last year and the one prior to that. So stoked for Potomac. I think we can officially say it's back.
Yeah.
Which is exciting because every time I've said that
Into
up
that.
until now, I've caught shit for it from you. So finally, I think we're far enough into the season. Potomac's back. Nice job, everybody. So glad that they're back where they belong. They deserve it. It's a great fucking show. I've been saying it forever. We're back, baby.
Nothing bad can happen now.
Nothing bad can happen now. Everything's good now.
Although the end of this episode gives me pause for concern.
Yeah, it certainly does, but it could be entertaining.
Could be very entertaining, depends on how it goes, and we'll talk about that at the end of the episode. But I agree with you. I think that when we have back-to-back episodes that weren't, I would never call these clunkers.
No, they're not clunkers.
Just because they're still fun and lighthearted, and that is an aspect of Housewives that we really do enjoy. In spite of all of the comments that we get out there that we always want people fighting.
We don't.
We actually don't. We just want good content that isn't annoying.
Right.
And it hasn't been annoying, and that's a huge thing that has to happen, especially over the last two episodes. But this is really good compared to the other shows that are going on right now, which are heavy drama, like a Salt Lake where there's 50 different arguments going on at one time.
That being said, Salt Lake's electric.
It is electric. But it is incredibly difficult to recap.
Oh my God, there's so
just
much.
When we think we're done, there's another thing going on that we do have to talk about. And then we end up doing like an hour and a half long podcast because that's how it works. So it's nice for us. It's nice for everybody back home. You get a little bit of differentiation between your shows. And it gives us a little bit of a breathing time, which we like here.
Especially because, the drama will pop off again. It's only a matter of time. And it looks like it's building in this episode. And anytime we get a lull, I always expect the big shit to come. And I guess we're getting closer to mid-season with Potomac.
Correct.
So that makes sense.
We're getting close to the trip.
Right. So something's going to pop off.
We got to see the canal.
Yep, exactly. You got to go see the
important.
canal. I would love to see the canal.
Why? All right, we'll get into
cool.
that when Ashley starts talking about it. But yeah.
Anyway, let's jump into this episode. And we start out with Stacy and Gizelle. I mean, we start with me at the ropes course, but that's not worth talking about.
Yeah, who cares?
We really start out with Stacy, Gizelle, and Karen, and I thought it was a slimy move to just steal somebody's burrata like that, or your own shit. I hate that. I don't like sharing. I'm not a sharer when it comes to
that's
food.
just Karen has earned that in the eyes of them. Now, look, nobody has earned that in my own eyes.
Yeah, don't take my. If you want to just
You
order,
want
I'll
some,
pay
order
for
your
it.
own. Yeah,
I will pay for whatever you want. But
not my burrata.
don't just order your own.
Nope. I thought that was a great move by Stacy ordering a burrata in the first
Yeah.
place. Love the order. Karen, butt out. Get
Yeah,
your
don't
own.
take her burrata. Get your own burrata.
Because then she's going to end up eating all of it.
That's what
And
happens.
Stacey's too nice.
Yep, and she's
She's going to say, oh, Karen, I love you. Thank God that you're here to eat my burrata.
Yeah, I wanted to watch you eat my burrata.
Yeah.
This is why I ordered it.
You get 1 burrata, 2 forks?
Yeah, no, you don't even need 2 forks.
No?
There'll be like one little piece left. Karen's like, you can have that. I'm done. That's what happens when
that's
people
what-
order, like, share your food.
Yep.
Is this what you guys thought we were going to get stuck on? You should know us by now.
You should know us by now. We are going to get stuck on that.
But we're planning a Love Lagoon party. It's Karen's party. And before we get to the discussion of the Lagoon party, we get into TJ questions. And I like how forward the group is only because of how well Stacy seems to take it.
Yeah.
There's so many things that they say that she could be like, yo, butt out. Like,
Yep.
it's none of your fucking business. But she always takes it in stride. And I think that it's also because it's coming from Gizelle. So it's a little bit easier. Like, she's not being forceful with it. Karen, like, they're both saying it with a little bit of humor. So I think she takes it well, and she likes these two. So it's not seen as like them trying to start shit.
Yeah, it's a good concoction of Stacy is incredibly nice, but I also do think that there's an aspect of Stacy is reaching out for help.
She
especially
is.
now. Maybe
She's
originally.
defensive of TJ, but she also wants to hear what they have to say.
Yeah, because you can see her getting frustrated over the scenes that we've seen in the last couple of weeks where, yeah, maybe she wouldn't have if she didn't have people like Ashley and Gizelle and Karen making sly comments
They
about
should
what's going
be.
on, which they should be.
He's
because
bizarre.
He's a bizarre dude, and it's a bizarre situation.
He's definitely banging people in LA, by the way.
And they are catching winds that Stacy's not exactly happy with what's going on there with the lack of sex, and she has questions of her own that she's
lack
not
of
really.
intimacy. It's not even the sex.
Yeah,
it's just
lack,
intimacy.
Yeah, and it's getting to a point now where Stacy realizes that there is something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to sit down with Gizelle and Karen, they're going to tell you that there's something wrong, and they're going to tell you exactly what is wrong. And in this case, it's we want to make sure that you get out there and get dicks of all different sizes and shapes.
Whoa. That'd be gross. It's penises.
Penises.
And
I
peni.
said dicks.
Giselle said peni,
Pen-
which I think works. Like octopi.
I think it works.
Yeah, it's peni. You need
Yeah.
multiple peni.
There's a grammar rule in there somewhere, though, with an IS ending. I think it is penises.
No, it's peni. Don't just be fun.
Peni code.
Fucking yeah, the peni.
Everybody knows about the peni code.
My favorite's pianist.
Yeah, pianist is
That's
the
what
best.
we call people that play the piano. Really, a pianist. We can't think of anything.
Adrian
better.
Brody is.
The pianist. That's what
It's
I
a
mean.
sad movie.
It's a super sad movie, but the name is silly. Like it's one of the most beautiful instruments in the world, and that's what somebody that plays it is called, a pianist.
Yeah,
We can do better.
we can do better.
We can do better.
Like, you and I could do better. Yeah.
The pianosman.
Pianosman. Just call him a coxman at that point.
I don't even know. I'll think about it we'll come back to this at the end. But that's what their whole goal here is. They just want Stacy to be with Stacy for a while. Like, go have some fun. And yeah, it's funny because they're saying like go try multiple penises. But the overall message is just get out there and have some fun. Like figure out what's right for you. You've been in a marriage for a long time. You've been unhappy in that marriage for a while. You jumped right into this, I don't even know if you call it a relationship, this friendship with this strange man.
Like somehow less than a situationship.
It's not. It's
A little bit more
is.
than a friendship.
It's a frienduationship.
Frienduation.
It's just bad
We
to
are having
watch.
a hard time.
Yeah,
with
it's a
this,
tough
yeah.
day. It's a tough day, guys. It's really dark, and it's only like 6 o'clock. It's
It's
just
not
dreary.
even. Yeah,
It's
just
dreary
brutal.
around here. But the point is, they're looking out for her best interest. And I think there's something to be said after watching his reaction at the end when Giselle's like, if he's not getting it from you, he's getting it from somewhere. And Stacey's like, what do you mean? There's no way that he's doing that. And they're like, well, what's he doing out in LA? He goes out to LA a lot for these auditions and shit. And I did like her clap back in the confessionals, like, worry about your own men or lack thereof. I'm like, boom, roasted. But at the same time, your situation's fucking weird. It's just weird. Giselle's at least she's speed dating, like she's mixing it. She's doing whatever. She dated Jason, what is that his name?
Yeah.
For a
Jason.
while. Like
Yeah.
she's out there.
I
She's
remember who Ashley was dating. Luke. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was dating Luke, and she's out there too doing her thing. It's just, I think she should take their advice. Just go out there and have some sweaty nights with some randos. Who gives a shit? And then come back and figure out what you want to do. And then tell TJ you did. Say you had some sweaty nights. See what he says. See how he reacts to it. And I know last week they talked about potentially seeing other people. And he was like again, that's a red flag for me. He was very like, well, if you're like, yeah, I want to see where things go with other people as well. I'm like, are you already doing that? And also, there is a 0% chance that you're with somebody in LA that's better than Stacey.
Yeah.
Like, Stacey is stunning. She's smart. She is charismatic. She's so goddamn nice.
I'm still cracking up at what he said at the end of the episode with who he's actually spending his nights with. He is such a weird fucking guy.
That was the strangest. And that's Gizelle is the best. She's like, that's not a good answer. I was like, I agree. That's a
horrible answer.
Creepy fucking
I'd actually
answer.
rather say that you were cheating on Stacey.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I'm out there banging chicks every night would be a much better answer than what he actually said. I'll save it. Because it gave me the ick, dude. I was like, oh, God, what?
No, but it really does come down to Stacey, it seems, every single week, every single interaction that she has with these ladies who have seen so much over the years on this show, and I'm sure outside of the show, when it comes to guys and how they're treating relationships, they are people that you can lean on to get information and get some sort of advice from. And she is now moving to a much better version of herself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think that she should have brought TJ to the Love Lagoon.
No.
It would have been better if he showed up alone because they even said, I've got a guy for you there. And she was excited about that in this scene. And then she brought TJ anyway.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Who is the guy?
I don't know.
Did we see him? Or did he not show up?
No. I don't know.
Maybe they caught wind.
He was like a male mermaid, though. A merman.
A merman. Merman. Hell yeah. Zoolander reference?
Yep.
Wow. We are firing all cylinders. But we move on to the next scene, and it's the whole crew getting together at a clothing store for whatever reason. This is where my brain is today. Wendy invites group to grocery store. That's what I wrote.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Some groceries for Panama?
I traveled a lot this weekend, all right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to neutral. I know you are too, but we do get a little glimpse of Ashley's date with Josh amidst everybody getting there, and then Jackie arrives. And if this is how she's going to play the rest of the season, it's going to be so tired.
We calling her Jackie now?
Is that what they call her? I don't even know.
Jaqueline?
Jaqueline. She shows up to this thing. And if this is her move, I'm going to get so tired of it so fast where she's like, I'm not invited to a lot of events. It's like,
why do you think that is?
Exactly. Let's do some.
The problem is that
thinking.
Mia's in her ear telling her that she should be invited, and that's all she's hearing.
Mia's
That's what it
wrong.
Mia's absolutely wrong.
She doesn't have the pulse of the group.
Mia wants Jaqueline there to make her look better.
Exactly.
So that she has somebody to kick.
And shit on. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But we find out we're having a liberation celebration in Panama. Now, Panama is a good destination for vacation, despite what some of the reactions were. I think it's funny that Ashley said, I want to see the canal. And instantly, I'm like, I kind of do too. It's fascinating. You're not fascinated by the canal?
No.
Why? It's wild.
It lets cargo ships go through, and sometimes they get stuck, and it's a big thing for weeks.
And then they name boats like Bodie McBoatface because the world's a very unserious place right now.
It is a very unserious place, but that is not what I want to do. I want to go hang out at the beach, hang out at the pool.
Well, obviously, I mean, there's other things to do. I would like to go see the canal. I think that it's come on.
I'm sure Panama has enough history of their own that could be more interesting than a canal that was made by us.
Now, that's what you think the canal was built?
Yeah.
Do you know how many Panamanians died building the
Who
canal?
do you think was funding it?
I understand that the United States funded it, but
We fund a lot of things and people don't die
was
from our country. That's how our country works. and it's
awful. Yeah, the Panama Canal is a horrible story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
You and Ashley want to
disaster.
go there and check it out.
Yes. Yes, of course.
You going to shed a tear?
I would pour one out.
Pour what out? A tear?
A water or something. I can't pour a drink out. Or I guess I
No.
could. I wouldn't
I
drink
guess
it.
you could, yeah.
Yeah, that would
Not
actually
drinking
make
it,
more
no.
sense for me to do that. But where were we? No.
The canal.
Yeah, the canal. Well, Mia wants to bring somebody, and Gordon, obviously, he's not going. And Ink is, I love that you had to shoehorn in there. He's getting an award for
Sure,
what? DJ of the month?
I thought it was like a Nickelodeon award because he would look really funny getting
Slime
poured
Time
on him.
Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be funny as shit. But no, he's getting an award, so he can't go. And before she even says the name, Karen's like, nope, absolutely not.
I thought it was going to be another guy.
I did too.
Yeah, okay.
I
All
did
right,
too.
We were on the same page.
100%. I thought it was a third
Like,
dude.
it's Mia. There's probably a third guy, and she's going to say that, he might be the father of my daughter. Then Gordon's not involved at all.
Wild card. No, I thought she was going to say another dude as well, but she spotted it a mile away. She's like, Jaqueline's not coming on this trip because of all. And again,
Well, it wasn't the trip. It's the Love Lagoon.
the Love Lagoon. She's
Yeah.
not coming to the party.
Unfortunately, she's going on the trip.
I hated the fact that Mia's like talking to Jack, and she's like, I bring somebody that means a lot to me or somebody I love, and like I wanted to bring you. It's like, oh, stop this narrative between the two of you. Like it's tired. The whole thing's tired. But I will say this, because again, it goes back to the first episode and Jaqueline calling out the drunk phone call. I still don't think what Jaqueline said was horrible. I think that Karen's defensive because it actually happened, and now she's playing defense and trying to throw Jaqueline under the bus and be like, it's disgusting that you would insinuate that. It's like, you probably called her drunk, though. So she probably is speaking from a place of honesty.
I just don't see Karen actually calling just Jaqueline.
I think that if she's drunk, I think she could call just Jaqueline.
Thought about something and just wanted to
Or
talk
she
to
called
her.
Mia and Jaqueline was in the car and she's waiting to drop that bomb at some point. Like, I heard it too.
I agree with you. It's not that big of a deal. Like, it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. Not enough that you have to hold a grudge against her the entire season. But it's Jaqueline, and I get it. You get one little slip up from her, you just write her off and just leave her out of everything.
It's an excuse to be like, great, now I don't have to invite you.
No, we're not dealing with this.
I agree with that, but I think I always love the response. Well, I didn't want to go anyway. Yeah, you do. You sure do. You prove it later.
You need to be on this show.
You want to be. You've told us multiple times how much you belong, and you've earned your way onto this show. I don't know why you're back. Nobody seems to know why you're back. You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You bring nothing to this show. It's actually just irritating when you're on the screen because you say stupid things and you crawl up Mia's butt.
Correct.
Not fun.
No.
But anyway, we go and check in with Kierna and our guy Greg.
Apparently, he just doesn't want to be on TV.
That's the vibe.
Got to be part of it. I'm not ready to say that he's a terrible guy.
I don't think he's a terrible guy, but he's not the guy we thought he was.
No, we thought he was going to be a really nice guy and a good boyfriend.
No, he seems kind of controlling and mean.
Yeah.
And old school.
I like Kierna's brother, though.
Kierna's brother seems great.
Delightful guy.
So we move our...
Let's move over to him.
Okay, well, he's way cooler. Yeah, fuck Greg.
Yeah, okay.
We're on to her brother now.
Yeah.
Forget his name, but
we love him.
Yeah, Kierna's brother's the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we found somebody new. Fuck you, Greg. But it is funny when she's like, it's a liberation celebration. We got 3 divorces. We got this. We got that. And Greg's like, whoa. Were the 3 divorces because of the show? And I'm like, that's a valid question.
That is a very valid question.
That's a valid question because potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of failed marriages due to this.
One of them's been going on for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, we don't really know a whole lot about with Stacy. What's the third one?
Well, I mean, Ashley...
Is it Mia?
Yeah. Yeah, so actually, you know what? I don't think so, Greg. I think that 2 of them, the Ashley and Michael situation is not because of the show, because Michael is the grossest man in the world.
Stacy wasn't on the show.
And Mia and Gordon was a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, in this instance...
It's not.
No. In a lot of other shows, yes, you could say that. But this one, actually not. How? That's surprising.
And out to Beverly Hills, there's 2 of them.
Yeah,
Probably because of
right
the show.
now.
Yeah.
Literally happening in real time.
Uh-huh.
No, not here. Interesting. I'm glad we sorted through that one. But they just moved in together. They're still settling in. And this is, again, when I turn on Greg, because he's like, now I got to look like female stuff. I'm like, oh, God forbid. A woman lives in your house. Like, oh, yeah, I just want
chick stuff.
I just want man stuff. I want neon signs on the wall and beer and football. It's like you give straight
What are you
dudes a bad
complaining
name.
about? Like makeup and
like
tampons?
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Or, oh, my God, this bowl of potpourri smells lovely. Get it out. Like,
why is there a candle in every room that smells delightful?
My house smells so good now, and everything's clean all the time.
All the time.
Fuck this. Yeah, Greg, shut up. Fuck Greg. Anyway, and then he goes on, like, he's pissed off that she doesn't cook for him, and like, whatever. It's just very antiquated. I didn't care for it. Don't care for Greg now. I just talked myself completely out of Greg. Only like Kierna's brother now.
Yeah.
But let's get to Stacy on Aunt Dora. But Dora is more of a sister. They're closer in age, so they had more of a sisterly relationship. And I really like Dora. And I feel like every time we get a relative on this show on Potomac,
put her with Lump.
Yeah, Lump.
She should be on Lump's show that we talked about.
Oh my God, Lump and Dora.
What was the name of that show?
Oh, we didn't come up with it. It was like Lump's.
No, one of our listeners did.
Lump's. It was good. I remember. Yeah.
Taking a lump.
Taking a lump is.
To be fair, I actually thought that the phrase of like, you get a lump in the head.
Oh,
that's what I was thinking. Not,
I was thinking dump.
Yeah,
I was like, that's kind of disrespectful.
Wasn't thinking that as disrespectful to Lump. Sorry, Lump.
Yeah, we love Lump.
Yeah,
but yeah, Lump and Dora. There's something there because I do like her different take on it. Look, I'm on the same page as Gizelle and Karen, But I do think that this is a different way to look at it because, she knows more about Stacy and how Stacy is. And so it's been a year since she's been separated. And she did throw in there like, wow, like you waited a year? Like I couldn't do that. So she is at least acknowledging that part of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when she goes through it, it's like, look, we're not sleeping together. We're just trying to figure things out. And she's like, I think that's a good idea. Get your shit sorted out and then go down that path. My only issue is she wasn't completely forthcoming in saying, like, honestly, we're just friends. Like, he doesn't want to be intimate at all. It's not like they're holding out. Like, they're both like, God, this is so tough. I can't wait till we can move on to the next step. It's more so Stacy would probably be into it if TJ would make a move, but he refuses to with her.
Yeah, she wasn't forthcoming with that, but she was at least forthcoming with her reaction to Dora saying, well, I'm on board with that. Get your stuff together. She's like, nobody else has said that to me.
Yeah, not one other person.
Not one other person
They
has
keep
had-
telling me to get peni.
Yeah. All shapes and sizes. They just want me to do something.
They said all
with a
colors,
peni.
shapes, and sizes. They're just all the peni.
Take it all.
Yeah, oh, God.
Oh, God. God, I keep saying stuff that I take it back immediately. I can't do it.
Go back to London, you sicko. The fuck? Anyway, we get to Gizelle and Nnamnse. I believe it's pronounced Nnamnse.
Yeah.
I think he says that later, but she calls him Nnamnse, so we're going to call him Nnamnse. But it's Gizelle and Nnamnse. That was her speed date from last episode. I like Nnamnse.
I have no issues with him. He's not mean to Gizelle.
I honestly believe, though, what Karen says later. He's too nice for Gizelle.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Gizelle even alludes to it. Like, I love the questioning because she frames it as it's going to be, first of all, she orders a mezcal, so thank you, Aaron Litchie, for bringing mezcal to America.
Shout out Aaron.
Shout out Aaron for introducing
Where
the
would
United
we
States.
be without her?
Without mezcal is where we
Yeah.
would be. We'd be mezcal-less.
Wow.
So thank you, Aaron, for introducing mezcal to the States. You are a pioneer in the booze industry.
Had to bring it through the Panama Canal.
Yeah, you probably brought it through the Panama Canal. So yeah, just nice job. But she goes through a line of questions, and I like this move. This is a good move on a date because it does seem like she's framing like, oh, ooh, shit, she's going to put me through the ringer a little bit. And then she fires off, all right, Michael Jordan or LeBron?
Yep.
He goes, Michael Jordan. I'm like, good answer there. Big ear Pac.
I like his reasoning for Michael Jordan.
Bald.
Yeah,
He
he
brought-
brought the way for bald guys.
Big. That's a great reason.
Cool.
Great reason. Love that. So, I mean, LeBron is too. He just refuses to accept it.
Yeah.
But different story.
Got plugs.
Yeah, sure. Is it? By the end of the game, there's less hair.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? He paints it on?
I'm just saying, at the end of the game, there
He tried to
appears
get plugs
be-
at one point, like 7 or 8 years ago.
It didn't work.
It didn't really take.
Didn't take. Poor
Yeah.
guy. He's still one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
He's either the greatest of all time. It depends what
Who
your
you
argument is.
talk to. Yeah.
I believe MJ, so I like this answer. The second question was Biggie or Pac. Went with Biggie. Love that as well.
Full name, Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, Biggie Smalls.
Mhm.
He went with Biggie Smalls. Love that. I agree with him there. The funniest part is she's like, criminal? He's like, no. She's like, jail? No. That's a negative. That's a negative for Gizelle. She's like, I like a mean guy. And they're like, well, did Jamal go to jail? She's like, he did. For he was, I guess,
Couple of
civil rights
times.
movement. He got arrested. So, yeah, that's fucking hilarious that was actually a mark against Nnamnse. That you didn't go to jail because it means you're too nice for her. And she acknowledges it. Karen acknowledges it later. I think that could potentially be Nnamn's downfall here. It's just being too nice.
Well, I can see how it works because we've gone through this with Gizelle. A lot of times she just says she's not really interested in dating,
That too.
but we get to see her dating anyway.
I like to see her dating.
She just wants to try it out just to see how it goes. I was surprised that he was invited to the next party
I was shocked that he was
after a
invited to the
speed
Love
date.
Lagoon.
and then a follow-up date.
This
Now
is
we're
date
at the Love
3.
Lagoon. Love Lagoon is date 3.
Wow,
That's
it's a big
really
deal.
holding his feet to the fire.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
One of these
especially-
ladies. But I thought he did well. I thought he
thought he did
performed
good,
well. I
too.
thought he was nice. I thought he approached it differently. She said she didn't really want to dance. He still tried to get her to dance a little bit.
That's the best that she's looked dancing.
Yeah.
Okay, it
I will
wasn't,
give you that.
but it was the best she's done. Salsa dancing.
Yep.
So I thought it was a sweet
Kudos
date.
to her.
Yeah, it was a nice date.
Get out of the comfort zone.
Sure.
Have some fun,
You know what?
Gizelle.
And
You've
you
earned it.
You show that you're not afraid to get out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
That's a big step. So yeah, I like that date. I thought it was sweet, but the car ride to the Love Lagoon was delightful because you get Gizelle and Nnamnse in the back. You get Ashley and middle school Jack Harlow.
Yep.
AKA Josh.
Josh driving.
Josh driving.
Mhm.
Josh is fucking just funny. He's
He's
fine.
just enjoying his time.
Yeah, 100. I think he's happy to be on the show.
I don't even know if it's about the show. I think he's just having a good time.
He's just like a happy guy.
I got a good vibe from him.
Oh, good vibe, Josh.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Good vibe
don't.
Josh. Yeah, we got Happy Eddie and good vibe Josh.
I don't.
You don't get a. You think he's there for the show?
I don't know why he's there.
Oh,
I'm not saying he's
let
not.
Ashley date. I mean, she's never gonna get divorced.
No, if she can date him, that's fine. I have no problem. I'm just curious what his intentions are.
You're being protective of Ashley.
Perhaps.
Oh,
I'm protective.
how about that?
I'm protective of the ladies of Potomac. I care about this show.
do,
Okay.
but not Ashley.
I will say that everyone that has met Josh or like the Josh interactions, they seem to, I don't know if like him. I mean, Karen,
I couldn't tell if Karen thought he was
Karen's-
attractive though.
she did.
None of them. They all said things, but I couldn't tell if.
Karen did think he was attractive, but the reasoning was bizarre because
Yeah.
when I hear a face on a milk carton, I think kidnapped child.
Yeah.
'Cause remember back in the day that like you get the milk carton and had like the face of missing child?
Sure.
That's weird to do that and say he's gorgeous.
Yeah,
He said
that's
he's
why I was
gorgeous.
confused.
He's got and like his face should be on a carnations, which I believe is like
It's
a
milk. Yeah.
It was weird.
It was very weird. That's why I said I couldn't tell if people actually thought that he was attractive
I
and they
do
liked
believe
him.
she thinks that he was attractive. Wendy did not. Wendy says lateral move from Michael,
Yeah.
which is a
No,
scathing
I
indictment.
don't think it was Michael. I think it was Luke.
I
I'm
hope so.
pretty
For
sure it was
Josh's
Luke.
sake.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure it was Luke.
Okay.
That's why earlier I was like, I'm not really sure, and then I remembered it was Luke. I think that's who she's talking about, not Michael. 'Cause that is
Okay.
awful.
That I
Don't
would
compare
feel
anybody
bad
to
for
Michael.
Josh if
Yeah.
he's compared to Gollum.
Yeah.
Like that would be harsh. Okay. I feel better then. Because I thought she was referring. I was
No,
like,
no, no, no.
damn. I was
Yeah.
like, that's fucking mean. I don't even know Josh and I feel bad for him. All right.
Well, thank God there were mermaids here. Did you think the same thing that I thought?
That they're gonna get
We've
stuck
got a
in the
Love
pool.
Lagoon.
Oh.
We've got mermaids now. Yeah, they were gonna get stuck in a pool.
Well, I thought it was going to be like a Roan J situation
Yeah.
where that chick was in the bubble in the
Yeah,
pool
Love Bubble.
and nobody's
Love
checked
Lagoon,
on
Love
her.
Bubble. Yeah.
Oh, so that was.
They were gonna get stuck in the lagoon.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, same page. Yep. I immediately went to Roan J, went at the
Yeah.
Love Bubble
I
party,
think it's
and
nice to have a little theatrics at a party, though.
I do too.
And what were they? They were just kind of swimming around
That was my thing.
in
It's
mermaid
like,
costumes.
yeah, and I
Are they
think
allowed out of the pool?
that's a big question.
Somebody yells "fish out of water."
What's
They get shot
that game
with a
called?
harpoon. Marco Polo.
No, it's not. Is that Marco Polo?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
fish out of water.
I know fish out of water.
Where's the harpoon guy?
I used to play another one where you swam back and forth to the wall.
Oh,
You
I
could
don't
get
remember
out
that
and you
one,
could
yeah.
run, but you get fish out of water.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember the name of that
Forget
one.
that one. God, we're going off on a lot of tangents.
Yeah, we
tonight.
are.
Back to the point. I do think that it was a nice setup. I think had it been more like dusk and you had some lighting in the pool, it would have been a little more elegant. I think
Yeah.
that in the daytime, it's just two people dressed as mermaids swimming around in a pool.
Right.
It didn't hit as well. The mermaids didn't hit that well for me.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think dusk would have been the play.
Dusk with some lighting, I
Yep.
think, is a different vibe.
Maybe
But
she doesn't have lighting in the pool.
no, you,
maybe she
you
thought
get
about it.
lighting. Like you get some lighting from the sides and
I think for a pool you need lighting in the pool though.
you
to
can
actually see it.
No,
Otherwise, it's just going to be dark figures swimming. in the
No,
pool.
they can shine into the pool, and yes, you could put lights in the pool. Shut up. You know what I'm saying?
What about retracted
This
lighting?
is dumb.
How does that work?
This is a dumb conversation, but it's funny to me that the minute that TJ gets there, he immediately goes to Ray.
Yeah.
I do believe those two have a lot in common.
Yeah. TJ's an old soul, if we're going to call him
If you
that.
want to give
If
him
you
that, I
want
think that's
to.
disrespectful to old souls, but
Yeah.
he resonates with Ray for some reason or another. But Wendy feels like this party was a little bit of an imitation from her 40th. You could argue it was similarly decorated.
I don't think so at all.
You don't?
No.
The chairs look similar. There's a lot of,
Yes. Nobody pulled up on a boat.
but you do get the one line from Ray. Hey, Ray, how about you take a dip? Well, if the mermaids were in there, I would do it every day. I bet you would,
Bet
Ray.
you would.
I bet you fucking would, buddy.
I'd actually rather not be golfing right now.
Yeah, I'd rather be in the pool with the mermaids.
That's how we gauge Ray's interest level, by
Whether
the
or
way.
not he wants to be golfing, yeah.
He definitely does not want to be golfing right now.
No, he doesn't want to be golfing now, only when Karen has to go to criminal court.
then
That's
he's
when he'd
out.
like to be on the course. But Karen's first impression of Nnamnse is he's not going to last. Too nice, which could be very true. This is
And
where
that
you
goes what Gizelle said. So
Yeah, exactly. And you do get Josh is gorgeous, like a baby on a milk carton, is what she said.
Mhm.
And of course, as soon as Josh walks in, I thought the same thing. We get a lot of Jack Harlow references. I was at Jack Harlow. Then we get middle school Jack Harlow from Wendy. That's the lateral move conversation.
Mhm.
But we get into a game. It's called Turn Up the Heat. It's a love game.
reasonable or shady?
It's shady. It's really
Same
shady. And it's also so, again, this is where Karen's losing me this season. It's so choreographed and planned that it bothered the shit out of me. We'll get to that in a second. My biggest question mark for this is like, all right, Ashley's with a new date. Gizelle's with a new date. Stacy's with TJ. They're friends.
Yep.
So you
Still
don't
not dating.
You only have like 4 couples that have actually been together for an extended period of time. So this game's kind of a moot point, which furthers my point that this whole thing was set up so Karen could ask this first question because she knows there's been speculation about the blue-eyed man. And she had a chance to say, because even her reaction to reading the first card, like she had planned it. She's like, woo! What'd she say? Father of God or Father of Jesus. That's what she said.
Yep.
She said, ooh, Father of Jesus. And she's like, do you feel like I can't imagine? First of all, the fact that this question was then answered by everybody there, I was like, wow, there's going to be a lot of awkward ride home tonight. Do you feel like your partner's cheated on you? Is the question. And Karen and me is like, no, I don't. Ray, what about you? No, I don't. It's like, oh, high five.
Awkward silence.
Everyone there's like, obviously he's going to say that. Obviously Karen's going to say that. Like, who would say in front of a group of people that you feel like your significant other cheated? Don't
Jassi
worry.
would.
Jassi will.
Which, for a multitude of reasons, he's an NFL player. You guys weren't really together. There's a baby that overlaps with your actual relationship. So, of course, she's going to say that.
But I'm glad she did because
Yeah.
I had a lot of respect for her for saying, look, I'm not stupid. Like, I understand. I was like,
Yep.
all right, that, you know what? Massive props to you, honestly, for calling it out in front of this whole group, for then going to the confessional, because I do imagine that after we watched her talk about the whole story in the first episode, there was people speculating like, oh, come on, dude.
I think
can't
it's a
do that.
good way of addressing what you imagine other people are already thinking.
Correct.
So now you have him here, and he's sitting with you playing the game, which is great because it shows that you're a real couple. But people are thinking that.
Yes.
So this is your opportunity to kind of squash that. Like, no, this is how I actually feel. I'm going to say this, and I'm pretty sure he didn't really care that much.
He didn't seem to. He
Yeah.
implied, yes, I have, but not on you.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I don't think so. The timeline
No,
just
he
simply
said
doesn't make sense.
not while we were actually back together.
And then he said, not on you.
Yeah.
So, look,
He answered 2 questions.
you only had to answer.
didn't have to.
You didn't have to do that.
He gave us more than you needed to.
Yeah, sure did. People that are lying tend to do that. But yeah, I actually really respected the move. I was baffled that she answered it, but I respected the move. But Stacy throws Gizelle and I like that. Stacy,
I was surprised by this move by Stacy.
I was too, but I don't think we should be. She's mixed it up multiple times. It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. But again, this seemed more like a, now I have TJ here. This is what you guys were saying. I'm
Let's
going to
press
call
him.
you out.
It's almost
in
pressing
a non
TJ.
like I'm putting you guys under the bus. Like we would see Brittany on Salt Lake doing it.
Right.
If she were in the same room with Jared and say Lisa,
Okay.
she'd be like, Lisa was over here doing that and she was texting you.
She'd be doing it to get a dig
Impress
on Lisa.
Jared. Yes.
Yes.
Whereas it seemed like Stacy was doing it to bring up the conversation
press
to
TJ.
TJ. Yes, which apparently he doesn't get pressed because his responses were
Awful.
just meaningless too. And it's like, what is going on?
She brings up when you're out in LA, you do your own thing. That's what Gizelle and Karen seem to think. Gizelle and Karen echo that response. And Stacy asks, like, are you sleeping with anybody out in LA? And he's like, yeah, I am. I got Bugs Bunny in my bed or on my comforter or whatever the fuck he said. The picture that you just painted, I don't know if you're comforter, if you have sheets with Bugs
You have
Bunny.
a stuffed
you have a
animal of
stuffed
Bugs Bunny.
animal of Bugs Bunny. I also think that you sidestepped the question.
Maybe it's wallpaper.
I don't know, but that's fucking creepy. 1, 2,
Yeah.
I 100% believe you're sleeping with people in LA. And I think that you dodged it by saying Bugs Bunny because people
Thinking
think
it was going to be funny.
And I love Gizelle going, that's not a good answer. And I was like, it's not at all. It makes me think that you're banging people, one. And if you're not, and you're, what, 40, maybe 50? I don't know how old you are, TJ. You shouldn't have Bugs Bunny sheets or a Bugs Bunny in your bed. That's weird. It's off-putting. And if I'm Stacy and I hear that, this is where my head just, I don't
Yeah, you run for the
understand,
hills.
bro. Like Stacy, again, she is intelligent, charismatic, successful, gorgeous. Like, she is stunning. Why are you with this narp?
I think it's just so weird to watch this because how many times have we seen either it's a long relationship that ends up with a breakup or a divorce or whatever it might be, and usually the first thing out of that person's mouth is, I am single and ready to mingle. I am so excited to get back out there. I'm going to have so much fun. Whereas Stacy did all of that and then got here and now she's with TJ because it's her best friend.
Yeah,
And
dude.
she's just kind of holding on to it. So it's very bizarre for us to see that. Some of it I do respect because it's almost like, okay, well, good for you. You found somebody that you could find in your best friend, but the intimacy part's not there.
That's important.
Everybody's pointing it out how weird it is. And now there's questions of what he's doing in LA and he says he's with Bugs Bunny. You should run for the hills. And we say this every episode. TJ is a bizarre guy. And look, if you love all of those quirks and your answer is, oh my God, I love TJ, like he's so quirky, then it's like, okay, you guys are fine. You're both weird together and you appreciate his weirdness. Fine, go ahead and do it. We're not going to ask any questions anymore
She's
because
clearly
we're tired
questioning
of it.
it.
She's questioning everything.
Yes.
And it gets more and more every episode. So this was another nail in the coffin of get out of there.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's still around, by the way, because he's on fucking Watch What Happens Live
in his see-through
fucking
shirt.
fishnet shirt. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just.
But he's not sexual, but you're wearing a fist. I can see your nipples on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah. What does Jesus have to say about that?
What would Jesus wear?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have his nipples
Christ
out
Bros.
on Watch What Happens Live. Welcome back to the Christ Bros. Yep. The rebrand complete. But I like that Gizelle really doesn't pull any punches. She just tells TJ that Stacy needs a bunch of penises. And then you get Karen's like, or a penis. Like, just somebody else's penis.
Yeah.
She needs a penis.
We're pulling it back in. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll rein it back in. But I just don't trust the guy because even his response to that is, well, if you guys are good friends, you would say that. Like, your support. I'm like, you're fucking weird. You're weird. I don't get it. I don't like it. I think you're up to no good. It seems shady. Not reasonably shady, just full on shady. I wish TJ would go away. Stacy, you can do so much better than this weirdo. Go find your man somewhere else. Go have some fun first and then find somebody to be with. If he's not ready to be intimate with, like, that's the thing. All right. I don't think it's against Christianity. Correct me if I'm wrong. Welcome back to the Christ Bros. I don't think that it's against it to kiss and be intimate and hold hands and touch and hug. I thought it was sex.
I don't think so either.
So,
Even
like,
in Mormonism.
No, you can float or soak. That's a whole different thing.
Float.
That's what I thought it used to be called, floating, because it's the same idea.
That has got to be a completely different thing.
Wow, let's ask a Mormon. We need that.
Ask a Mormon
That
segment?
would be a great segment. Do we know any Mormons?
No.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah, we're boys at Bryce.
You, Bryce. By the way, can you headline our Ask a Mormon segment?
Yeah. Does floating mean anything to you?
Yeah,
Bryce?
what is floating? And if he giggles, we'll know.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But Mia says that Gordon never cheated. I thought we'd heard in the past that he did, so I was confused about that.
It was part of the threesome thing, which I guess I agree.
I agree with that. I thought she had
it's like
said,
if you know about it and it's like consensual, then yeah, it's not cheating.
I thought at some point she had alluded to infidelity.
I don't believe so.
Okay, I don't want to throw that out there.
Not that I remember now.
The threesome thing I agree with. If she consents to it, and especially if she's present for it, I don't think that's cheating. I think it's funny Gizelle called her out so quickly, but Stacy asks her, well, did you cheat? She's like, yep. And like hands the card off. Stacy's like, whoa.
Everybody else is having a lot of time to talk here.
Like, why aren't you answering for that? And I think it's because everyone's like, oh, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're well aware.
We don't want to hear it again.
We don't need to hear about ink.
Because she's proud of it.
Yeah, and her
That's
potential
completely different.
Yeah, her potential child with another man whilst being married. We don't need to discuss that. But we get to the dom or sub conversation. Are you dominant or submissive? And this just turned into a dick measuring contest.
Yeah,
with
it
all the
did.
dudes, and it was
And everybody was getting horny.
it was a
You
bad
could
look.
tell,
It was
like Ray was leaping out of his seat talking
Ray was
about
trying
it.
to jump into the pool with the mermaids.
Yeah.
It was just uncomfortable.
It got really uncomfortable fast.
It was who's more dominant now. Now it went from who's dominant or submissive to which guy is more dominant and which guy likes to fuck the most.
And I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it either.
Nope.
But here we are because they were talking about it. And you go down the line, each guy's dominant. I do not think Josh is. I think Josh was like, I'm not going to be the only dude that says submissive.
Yeah.
He's like, dominant.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
So dominant.
Yeah, I'm just like the most dominant. You can't spell dominant without Josh.
Unbelievable.
Super, super dominant. And like
You'd
you
be
get
surprised.
like, Mia talks about Gordon choking her, or Ink choking her. This was actually the only part I enjoyed because then you get the funny comments of, does he hold on to your neck to reach? And then Karen's like, he must stand on 12 apple boxes or jump off of those bouncy things to get up.
Jumping off the bouncy thing was perfect.
Yeah,
The apple box, it's like, all right, you've been doing this for a little while.
He goes, wee.
Yeah, that was incredible.
That was a good moment. But the rest of it's gross. I don't know. I don't need to hear a bunch of dudes like, oh, yeah, I'm dominant. No, I'm more dominant. Let's see how dominant we are, guys. Let's go in the house and get dominant.
That's what it was turning into.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And it
Maybe
goes,
it's better we didn't have this party at night.
yeah, actually, you
At
know
least
what?
at like noon in the middle of the day, you might hope that, oh, we're not going to go inside and do this.
Yeah, we're not going to prove who's most
Been
dominant.
sitting here drinking for a while. Let's go see.
Yeah, ladies, you stay outside. We're going to go have a
DJ rips
dominant
off
off.
his shirt. He's got fishnets underneath.
And his nipples are pierced, probably.
I thought that too for a second.
I
Yeah,
think
with like a
it's
chain
because
in
the
between.
fishnet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're on the same page as usual. I don't know why. I think something's wrong with us.
Yeah.
But that's a different story for a different day. That's we don't talk about that stuff on Christ Bros.
I actually just got really, really concerned because of what happened in this episode, of the questions that we're going to get. I haven't looked at the questions yet.
Oh no!
But I am concerned that they're gonna.
There's
be
100% going to be who's
sub or dom.
Yeah,
we are not going to answer those.
Which one of you is the dominant
Yeah.
one?
We'll answer that one.
That's definitely coming.
Yeah.
But of course it goes to TJ and Stacy. And Stacy's like, I'm actually pretty dominant in the bedroom. And he goes, it's just so cringy. It's like, yo, fam, if you think you're going to out-dominant me, even though we're not sleeping together, it's like, TJ, shut up.
Yeah, shut up.
You're like that guy.
Nobody actually wanted to hear from you.
Nobody needs to hear from you. Like, you're not sexual. And then you have to clarify. He clarifies at one point, I'm not a virgin.
Yeah.
Cool, dude. No one asked that. Nobody said, are you a virgin?
I think only virgins at that age say that.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, you probably are a virgin.
Yeah.
And that would honestly explain everything.
Yeah.
That would make a lot more
If he
sense.
said he was, then we would probably back off.
Yeah, we would.
No, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, okay, great.
Sure,
You're trying to figure it out. All right, it makes more sense why you're so awkward and uncomfortable and weird and off-putting.
Yeah.
That would, yeah, but no, he has to clarify, like, we're not having sex, but if we were, woo-wee, I'm super dominant. Let me get my fishnet out.
Me, you, and Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, me, you, and oh,
I'm
God.
gonna have a threesome. What's up, Doc?
I hate it. I hate it so much, but I love the Jaws music. Darn it.
Yep.
Darn it. Darn it. And then you see balloons off in the distance, and who arrives to the party?
Well, first we see a dog, which has
yeah.
nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, is that
Is it
Jacqueline's
Jacqueline's
dog?
Did she bring the dog over?
I hope so, or someone lost their dog, and we
Yeah.
need to track that owner down.
Yeah, we do.
I care more about the dog than Jacqueline walking into the party.
Yeah.
So let's figure out whose dog that is. Hopefully it's Jacqueline, so at least he's accounted
Yeah.
for.
Let's just say it's Jacqueline.
Yeah, and Jacqueline walks in with a whole thing of balloons. I don't know what this is going to be. I do know this.
I hope there's security there.
There needs to be
Or the
security.
mermen
at party are
come
also
up and
security.
get her out, yeah.
Okay, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
We've said on every show, we've seen it. Has there been 3 instant? I know the
2.
bat mitzvah with
2.
Meredith, and
2
then,
actual removals.
and then William at the beginning of Potomac this
Yep.
season. Okay. I would love if security makes an appearance. We'll see. But I do know this, what this is going to end up being, and it's not going to land, and it's going to be a desperate attempt to try to stay on this show. Jacqueline is grasping at straws because she realizes that she's not involved enough. She's on the outs. She's not coming back. This is her desperate grab for attention.
Yep.
We've seen these plays in the past on different shows. They do not work.
I actually think that Mia just orchestrated this. It's just
Oh, I
Mia
think
saying,
she
you know
planted
what,
a
show
seed.
up at this time. This party starts at noon. You come at like 1:15.
I
Bring
think
a
you're
bunch of balloons. Walk in there and act like you own the place, and we'll just see what happens, and it'll mix it up. And then I'll have your back. I swear. She's not gonna have her back. She's just gonna sit there and drink and just laugh.
Yep. And be like,
have
what
a
are you
good
doing
time.
here?
Yeah. What are you doing here? Oh my God! I told you not to come.
I think you're totally right.
Yeah.
I think you're 100%.
That's what's gonna
right.
happen, and then it'll lead to hopefully a little Karen and Mia fallout because I'm okay with that.
I would like to see them go toe to toe.
that.
But yeah, again, kind of a wacky episode, but it was fun. It was definitely an entertaining episode.
Yeah, very much so.
Except for the dude off at the end. I didn't need that.
Interesting question from Drew Blackwell photo. If Wendy could have forgiven NECA, wouldn't she have been better than Jassi this season? I don't think so. I think NECA was just like
she didn't do a whole lot.
and she was a newbie on a terrible, terrible season.
She had a tough uphill battle to
Yeah,
begin with
you
because
can't
of the
get
season.
back.
Yeah, and I honestly, Jassi hasn't been the center of attention a whole lot, but again, how she handled this episode with Darius, I thought did a lot for her. I really respected that move a whole lot. So she's okay in my book. And NECA never did a whole lot. And every time she did it, it felt overproduced.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, like, the Wendy NECA thing was just annoying.
Yeah, that was
from both ends.
It was just, and again, she might have been okay, but she came into a tough situation because that season was doomed from the beginning.
Yeah. From Hi, my name is Sandy. Will you be tuning into their dating spinoff. I forget who's on. I know Ashley's on that show.
Yeah, probably. We'll at least try it.
We'll at least try it and just see how it goes. I can't remember who else is on that.
It's
show,
Ramona. No, shit. I think Sonia's on it.
I think Sonia's on it too. Is Sonia and Luann on it?
I would love it
if they're both on it.
we'll
Then
watch
absolutely we're
Yeah.
doing it. And then I know it's Ashley, and I think Gizelle's on it too.
I think so.
Which actually makes a whole lot more sense for why Gizelle is showing the speed dating thing now. That could be promotion, and we didn't even realize it.
Yeah, perhaps.
And then I can't remember who else is on it.
But yeah, we'll give it. It's either going to be amazing or it's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Not. From Face of the Angel, have you officially turned in your fan card for Greg? Yes, we have.
Oh yeah,
Turned on to Kierna's
brother.
and that's where we stand. That's about all we have here.
All right. Well, I mean, we did put him up like 45 minutes ago, so that's not bad.
And also, we didn't get any sub-dom questions.
Yeah, give it time. It'll pop up
Yeah.
there eventually.
Yeah, well.
But just another reminder, if you have not joined Bob Bros members yet, we are offering some new stuff there. We have our weekly episodes. One drops today, actually. You would be able to listen to it. And we are also now offering, we're going to do once a week a live recording session. So we're going to record Beverly Hills tonight, actually, and we're going to do it live on a stream so that people can join in. You can comment. You can watch us do our thing, watch us bumble around a little bit. It's going to be a good time. So it gives you that every single week. We're going to do one live episode. We have a monthly community Zoom once a month where you can talk to us, answer questions, ask questions, whatever topics you want, Bravo-centric or not. We talk about a lot of stuff. So if you want to join, go down to the episode description. The link is down there. It's $5 for the month or $50 for the year. Or you can go on Instagram, click the link in our bio, and sign up that way. But don't miss out because we're doing a lot of fun stuff.
Don't miss out.
Don't miss out. But other than that, you got anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Bob Bros are out of here.
Later.